Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna be making curry chicken. This video has been a long time coming because a lot of people keep requesting that I do more food versus the decor that I do. And I really like doing the decor, but I'm gonna try my best to put a little bit more food up there versus, the other stuff, or try to balance it. So we're making curry chicken today, and what I'm gonna do is season the meat so you can see how it's done. Um, this is chicken. I'm cooking curry chicken. The meat is already washed and clean. I washed it with lemon and vinegar, and I just put it in the bowl and thought about videoing it. So here we are. So I'm gonna get into seasoning it. First, what I'm gonna do is, we have something we call green seasoning. So, let me put the light on this thing. Sorry about that. Let me put the light on and hopefully it's brighter. Okay, so I'm gonna put the green seasoning on it. This green seasoning blend is a whole lot of different ingredients that we put together. Now, if it's something that you want to learn how to do, we can do this in a whole nother video. So we put the green seasoning here, and I didn't measure anything because I can do this stuff in my sleep. Now, for those of you who are following the recipe and do not know the measurements, I'm gonna list it below so you can know exactly what to put on about a 2 pound of chicken or a 3 pound of chicken. Okay, I'm using leg quarters and thighs because I want a little bit bone. I want to taste the bone in mine. When I'm finished eating, I want to chew on my bones. I believe that might be a Caribbean thing, maybe not, but I like to chew on my bones. So whenever I cook curry chicken, it's gonna be leg quarters or thighs, or it's not gonna be breasts because that's all meat. Okay, you can put wings in there because the wings is bones, but as far as I go, I like my bones. Okay, so I put a little bit of green seasoning. Now I'm gonna put a little bit of thyme. I'm gonna just sprinkle it on because I'm gonna put the measurements for you guys. I got thyme, black pepper, then I'm gonna put a little bit of salt. Not too much salt because most of your seasoning already have salt in it. So put some salt. Then I'm gonna put some turmeric. Not a lot of that either because turmeric have a bright yellow color, so you don't want to put a lot of that. Then some ginger powder. Some ginger powder. I put a little bit of accent. This is optional. You don't have to put this on yours. Put some onion powder. Let me open this. Okay, I gotta open this. Okay, so I'm gonna put a little bit of onion powder, and then I'm gonna put garlic powder because although the green seasoning have all this stuff in it already, we still put it on the meat. It's just a matter of putting a little bit extra. Then I'm gonna put some pepper flakes because we like spicy, not too much though. Then, okay, let's put paprika, just a little bit. Then this spice that I'm gonna put, it's called geera and masala. It's dark. We get this from the Caribbean stores here in the US. So something like this, if you want it, you would have to go to a Caribbean store now and ask for it. The name of it is geera and masala. Now, sometimes they have it blend together and sometimes they don't, so you would have to buy it separate. Now, if it's something that you don't have, you don't have to put it in your curry. It doesn't take away too much of the taste or flavor or anything if you don't have this. This is something we use all the time basically, so that's why I'm putting it in here. Okay, now what we're gonna do is add our curry powder in here as well. I just put a spoon of curry powder in here because when I'm cooking it, I'm gonna also put some more curry powder. Okay, now when you're done, you can mix this up with your hand or you can use a spoon. Now, because it's curry and I don't want it to stain my nails, because curry will stain your nails, I am mixing it with a spoon. Now, what you're gonna do as well, you're gonna leave this so for it to marinate for about 2 hours before you start cooking it. Now, here's the little trick that I do. Because I have to leave it for about 2 hours, I put a little bit of oil. You can put any oil that you want to put. This oil that I'm putting is leftover from frying something. So I just, I strain it. I got this little container from Amazon. Ooh, ooh. And I just strain it whenever I fry something and put it in here. It cools down and I can use it on anything else. I put a little bit of oil on it because the oil will help the meat to marinate faster. And you mix it up. And when you finish mixing it up, this is what it's gonna look like. Yes, that smells good already. Now, you're gonna leave this alone. Like I said, for 2 hours, and then we're gonna revisit it back again. This time, we're gonna be cooking it. And I'm gonna show you how to cook it. All right. Okay guys, so 2 hours have passed and now we're ready to cook this curry. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna get your pot, whichever pot you're gonna use, you put it on the stove and then you're gonna add a little bit of oil to it. Now I had leftover oil like I mentioned earlier in this container. So I'm gonna use a little bit of this leftover oil in the pan. And while I've waited for that to get heated, what I did, I went ahead and chopped a little bit of, I chopped up some garlic, some onions, some green onions, so the yellow onions, some green onions, some garlic, and I peeled 2 potatoes. Because this potato is going to go into the curry as well. Now, once this oil is heated, we're going to put the garlic in there so it can marinate a little bit within the oil. Garlic gives everything a great flavor. So if you put garlic in oil and just burn it and add anything to it, it automatically gets a really nice flavor. Now, we're cooking this curry. Curry is done a few different ways. It just depends on what you're eating with it. But this way that I'm showing you is very quick, simple, easy once you have all the ingredients. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add the garlic to the oil. If you notice, I didn't cut this video at all because if I cut the video, then we're going to be missing a whole bunch of little steps. So, okay, we got the garlic in the oil. And we're going to allow it just to get a little bit brown, not too much. You don't want it to get the black or too dark, just a little brown. Then you're going to add, once it's brown, you're going to add your onion, your yellow onion, your green onion. You're going to add it in there. This is part of your flavor you're about to put on the curry. And give it a stir. I don't want to put my fan on because if I do, the noise is going to be so bad. And you won't be able to hear me. So I'm going to have to deal with a little bit of grease on my microwave. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to add all the chicken that you season. You're going to add it to this pot. Scrape it all in there. And don't worry if you find that seasoning is still in the bowl. Don't worry about it because you're going to put your water in this bowl to get everything. And now you're going to stir this as well. Let me get a top holder. You're going to stir this in. And don't worry about it if you feel like you missed one of the steps. Put your questions below this video when I post it and I will guide you. Now, whoo, this smells so good. What I'm going to do is allow this to marinate a little bit in the oil and the garlic and everything else that you put in there. We're going to allow it to marinate. And once that's finished marinating, we're going to add the potatoes in there. We're going to cut the potatoes in big pieces. We're going to add it in there and allow it all to just cook. Okay? Okay, so I've allowed this to marinate for about, in the oil and everything on the stove for about 5 minutes. I didn't give it any longer because I don't want it to stick to the pan and start burning. Although that's still really going to be good because once you add the water to the pan, everything is going to loose and start cooking together. Okay, so now what we're going to do is add the potatoes. Add the potatoes. Give it a stir. Guys, if you can smell this, it smells so good. It smells so good. Okay, and now you're gonna add, remember the bowl that you're trying to get all the stuff off the bowl? We add water to this bowl, and now I'm gonna just add it to my curry. Now, I didn't add too much water because you want it to get really nice and thick. You want the meat to cook properly and the potatoes and everything. Notice I didn't add any more curry or anything. All I'm doing is stirring it around. So everything else that's been stick to the bottom. Oh, my gloves was burning. Yeah, everything else that was stick to the bottom of this pan is now loose. and it's cooking with this curry. Now you want to check for taste. Before you add anything else, you're going to check for taste. Let's see. I haven't added anything else to this. It's a little spicy. Oh, yes. So, I haven't added anything else, but what I'm going to do, one thing that I'm going to add is a little bit more salt. Because of how much seasoning I put on the meat and I didn't add, oh, it's not coming out properly, and I didn't add too much water, the flavor and everything is in here, okay? So you're adding your salt for taste. Notice the texture, see? It's not too thin and it's not too thick. But as it cooks, as the chicken get to cook and the potatoes get to cook, it's gonna get thicker. And that's what we want. So I put a little bit more salt. I'm gonna try the taste again because I want it to be perfect. Yeah, that's perfect. Not too much salt, not too much anything. And I can taste the garlic. Yes. So now, what I'm gonna do is cover this. First, I'm gonna turn the fire down to medium because I want it to cook slow and I want the meat to cook properly. And I'm going to cover it. Allow it to cook until finish. Basically, when you open this pot again, so we're giving it another 15, we're going to time it because I've never timed it before. So I'm going to say 15 minutes. Or 10 minutes. Let's say 10 minutes. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to open and see where we at before we can say move on. It's finished. Or it needs a little bit more time. Whatever the case may be. But we're going to allow this to cook. All right. Let's see what it looks like. 15 minutes have passed. All right. So 15 minutes has passed. Yes, and this is what it looks like. Oh man, I hope you can see this. Nice and thick. They just have a little bit of sauce in it, not a whole lot. Now, the potatoes are soft. And some would say it's finished. However, I'm going to give it about 5 more minutes because I need to get rid of a little bit of this sauce, although it's very thick. I'm going to give it about 5 more minutes and then I'm going to show you the end result. This smells so good, y'all. Now, I noticed in the video that my head has been chopped off. However, the goal of this video is to get the curry chicken. It's not about my face. So, here we go. I'm gonna cover it back. All right, another 5 minutes. Okay, so that 5 minutes has passed. And yes, it's where I needed it to be. It's very thick. Smells so good. And I'm going to turn the stove off because, guys, we are finished. This chicken is going to taste so good. So, so good. When I put a little bit of this on some rice, I'm going to be licking my fingers. Yes. Alright, guys, so this is it. The end result. Let me see if I can get a little closer. That's it. I'm going to plate it so you can see. But guys, remember, if you like this video, there's more coming. Remember to like and subscribe. Share this video if you care to. And if you do try this recipe, send me a picture so I can see what yours look like. Have a great day.